Summertime. It's the time for romance, time for festivals, fireworks, everything you can think of that could be romantic for this time of year. But the one thing I do want to address is the fact that some people don't realize how big a romance is and how realistic romance anime and like the summertime anime are. So this is going to be a two-part series where we're going to talk about lessons in romance from anime and how, some good summer anime recommendations. And all the anime I recommend in this, you guys should probably go check out. They are very, very good, and you really should watch them. And there will be some spoilers, especially when it comes to it, and I'll bring it up. But one of the things I want to start off with is a story that I came across that I experienced while Animazement this year. So I was walking around, it was con floor, selling on the floor because I was with Box-chan. I was walking around, just getting a drink, getting a snack, and in the corner, I see these two, teenagers, I'd say about 16, 17, talking, and then, I see this girl get very emotional, and keep in mind, it's hard not to look, because I'm, the food's, right here, they're, right here, so, and she spills her guts out. She admits her feelings for this guy, and you don't want to know what this guy said? He goes, nah. You're not 2D. I can't appreciate you. And then you're not a monster girl. I can't appreciate your feelings. This guy thought he was being a Giga Chad by denying this person who admitted their feelings and going, nah, you're 3D. I don't like 3D. I like 2D. What kind of shit is that? I'm sorry. If someone goes out of the way, puts a lot of thought and feeling into admitting their feelings to you, take it into consideration. Don't immediately turn around for some fake things you will never have. Sorry. It's one of those things that I don't understand, and I want to bring this up, especially for younger people, on how realistic romance anime is. Now, let me talk about the things that aren't realistic. 99% of ecchi anime is never going to happen to you. And if it does, you falling into someone's breast and doing this whole motion, that's sexual harassment. That's not funny. That is not cool. That is unwanted. A lot of things you see in ecchi anime, even in romance animes, there are air quotes around those, they're not real and very unrealistic. And if you were to do them in real life, you'd have some silver bracelets and you would be in jail and there would be a whole lot of consequences. So don't go trying and groping. Don't try to make these things happen in your life because they won't. When you get a partner or something, then you may experience some of those things. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to tell you, don't go groping. Don't do any of that stupid stuff. Because that's how you get in trouble, and that's how you get put on a list, and you will never ever be able to talk to a woman again. Or a male, whichever one, don't judge, whatever one you're into. Another thing that a lot of romance anime sparks up and gets in the mindset of, love will be at first sight. I hate to tell you, love will not be at first sight. There have been cases, I know stories of couples that met when they're 13 and 15, and the guy's like, I'm gonna marry that woman. And then they were married for 65, 70 years until they died. It does happen, but most of the time it doesn't. And it's gonna be never the first choice. Because I could tell you, if I was still with the one that I decided I fell in love with, I wouldn't be here. I would not be talking to you. I wouldn't be doing stream. There's a lot of things I wouldn't be doing because they turn into a horrible person, but that's beside the point. What I'm talking about is love doesn't come at first sight most of the time. It's always the person you least expect it from. It always comes out of left field, and I'll touch on that with one of my anime recommendations, but you need to keep in mind that love doesn't always come in first sight. Alright, and these last two are kind of self-explanatory, but I have to reiterate them because of the story. Monster girls don't exist, and this is coming from a guy who's monster girl trash. They don't exist, so stop. And if you try to be a harem, you're just a sleazebag who's leading on these poor innocent people, whether they be boys or girls. You're leading them on, and that's not okay. Don't do that. It doesn't matter if you're trying to do a harem or a reverse harem. It don't matter. You need to stop being a scumbag. But what I really want to talk about now is 3 anime that are perfect for teaching some lessons. And I'm going to start with My Love Story. My Love Story follows Takeo and Yamato. Takeo is this big burly guy, has a Chad-esque face from the meme, you know what I'm talking about, and he's very burly, he's very athletic. All the guys look up to him, they're like, I want to be like him. Meanwhile, all the girls are like, I don't want anything to do with him, he's too ugly, he's this, that, and the third. Well, one day, after being rejected, he goes back on the train, and he stops a pervert. Now, I want to talk about, like, the Voyagers and stuff on the Japanese show. You've seen them, and you've seen articles. But he stops one of them, puts him in a headlock, to where this girl he saved, Yamato, falls in love with him. That's one of his first love at first sight things. But it was endued, but point is, she falls in love with him. And after some misstruding, because she thought he thought she fell in love with his best friend, who's like very handsome. That's usually who the girls go for. They end up dating. And it's a very good story on looks don't matter. It depends on what's in the inside and how you act as a character. That will help you get whoever you think you want if they're right for you. It's all about being cohesive. It's all about being able to mesh together, being able to love each other, care for each other, get through hard times, and getting through the drama that is high school. For in this case, they go through a lot of hardship with people judging, Takeo or Yamato, or people falling in love with Yamato and trying to steal her away from Takeo. And it tests, like, the faith of the relationship. That's very realistic in that sense, because a lot of people get jealous if you have something they want. This is in general, not people-wise. Well, it falls for people, too. So say I have this item. I have this water bottle. You really want that water bottle. You'll do whatever you have to get that water bottle. People will do the same for relationships. If you end up dating someone you really love, there's always someone else out there that will try and take it away. And that shows that in the manga and the anime very well, and how they deal with it. And Yamato is a very good, very stoic piece when it comes to that. So please go read my love story. It's 13 books. It's complete. The anime's 24 episodes. Very good, very lovey-dovey. I enjoy it. But let's go on to something a little more fake, so you could say. Talk about Nisekoi, a false love story. Nisekoi follows Raku, who is the son of a Yakuza clan, and follows Chitoge, who's the daughter of a rival gang known as the Beehive. The gangs go back and forth with turf wars and stuff like that, while the two leaders, their fathers, get together and decide, hey, we need to put an end to it. So have our children date. So Chitoge and Raku, fake date. Essentially, they fake date to calm the two gangs and put an end to the turf war, essentially. Have a mutual, kind of thing. So, at the same time, they hate each other. They both have bad first, interactions, and then this happened. Oh, by the way, this is spoiler territory now. If you don't want to go in depth about Nisekoi, here's a time code here, just go to that. So, Ichigo is actually in love with this girl called Otodera. He's in love with her. This is like the girl he's loved since middle school, and little did you know, she actually feels the same. But they're both scaredy cats and can't do it and like admit their feelings and stuff. It's wild. It's a great story. But the big thing is he has this pendant, and this pendant is what he's keeping his promise to. He's like, I don't really want to date anyone until I find out who this pendant belongs to, because I promised I wouldn't marry them. Well, they go through this whole story, them developing the friendships with Chitoge and Raku. They slowly become friends because they deal with similar stuff with the gangs, and they go through they go to school together in the same class, and they come across new friends. They come across other people who also fall in love with Raku, and it deals with the the essentials of life and how these two deal with it, how these with the new things coming with them being in love with someone else, that whole thing. It ends up being Otodera is the one with the key locket, but it doesn't matter to Raku anymore because he actually figures out he's in love with Chitoge, and Chitoge falls in love with him. It's the message here. This is now going to be the time skip. Is you never know who you're going to fall in love with. It comes out of left field or right field, depending on. It doesn't matter, but it comes out of nowhere. And someone you think you're in love with, and they're the one, they might not be. And then your true love, the one who's really meant for you, will come out of left field, right field, doesn't matter which way, and smack you. And get the point across of, it's okay to be wrong once in a while, but this is the one I really love. This is the person I'm meant to be with. Now that we're done talking about the dating struggles, we're going to talk about the adult dating struggles. Haha, you thought we were done. I'm going to talk about Watakoi. Love is hard for Otaku. Watakoi follows the story of two like office workers, Narumi and Hirotaka. Both of them go through different things because they're both otakus. They both have to deal with their struggles, the people that, there's in society, otakus are kind of looked down upon because you're real freaks about your hobby and whatever it is. Like the guy's a gamer and, the other one's like into Futoshi and stuff, other stuff like that. So they end up dating each other, but you follow them through their daily life of what it's like to be an office worker, dating at the same time, what adults have to deal with. Societal pressures, work pressures, trying to keep each other happy, that kind of thing, which is nice because it gives an idea of what adults have to go through. And it shows that love is even possible as an adult. You don't have to find a childhood love. You don't have to date your childhood best friend or something like that. You can find love eventually. It might not be now, it might not be 5 years from now, or from now, but you will find love, and that's what matters. You will be happy. You will get there. You will find the love, and even better, you will find someone you can mesh with, talk about what you do, enjoy the fact of you're an otaku or you're a nerd or into video games like me back here. You'll find the one that's right for you. It just might take a while, and if you're an adult, you have to be together. You have to work together to get through these problems, through these societal pressures. You gotta be there for each other and keep strong, and that's how you have a good, successful relationship. So I think Waterkoi is very good in that aspect because it shows all this, and it shows, it's funny, ha ha ha, but it also shows like the realism in that aspect. So let me know what you guys think about these. Please go check out those anime. They're very good. I very recommend them. The manga, I'm a huge fan of all of them. So please let me know what you guys think, and we'll be back next week talking about some summertime anime. So until then, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!